Welcome back to the Encore Audio YouTube channel. I'm Taper Dave, and this is my channel. My first group that I ever recorded was Underearners Anonymous. A friend of mine, Frank Brigiotti, who's on my channel, he passed away some time ago. He had some kind of cancer, but Frank was a great guy. He wanted to try to change my name from Taper Dave to Digital Dave. I've still got the shirt, the South Bay Roundup shirt, in my closet that he had embroidered Digital Dave. But he asked me if I wouldn't mind recording this group, Underearners Anonymous, and I said, sure, I'll record anything anonymous. So here you go. Enjoy, comment, and don't forget to like and subscribe, whatever you do. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. That helps me out a lot. Doesn't cost you a thing. Just click on the like button. You have a good day if you want to. Take care.
This is the last meeting today of the West Coast Prosperity Express, and we're going to be working on 3 tools to be used on a daily basis: the timesheet, gratitude, and forgiveness lists. A lot of people who come into UA try to do timesheets perfectly, and that's the wrong way to do them. Because no infant walked across the living room floor perfectly the first time. We don't embrace people perfectly. We don't shake someone's hand perfectly. We don't fall asleep perfectly. We do it with as much enthusiasm as we can. So, as someone who's been keeping track of his time through timesheets for 5 years, let me tell you, I don't do it perfectly. But what I do has clarity to it because I record bulk categories of time. If you're new to UA, you'll have a tendency to want to record the amount of time you spend changing the cat litter, speaking to your neighbor, taking out the garbage. And then your mind will do tricks on you saying, is this vision or is this self-care? Or is this, if it's household maintenance, is it really vision, or maybe it's just my B job? And if it is my B job, why am I working so hard at home? And it goes down a very ugly alley. So we want to avoid all those myopic, minutia, insanity questions and understand that what this is really about is saying every day, what did you do to make money? What did you do to recover in a 12 Steps fellowship? What did you do for recreation? What did you do for self-care? What did you do for your vision? So by the end of the day, in less than 3 seconds, you should have the answer to those questions. This is the sheet that I use. It's called the UA Time and Self-Care Recording Sheet. It is on the bottom link of the UA website, underearnersanonymous.org. But what we're going to do is create our own right now. And this is very, very simple. Again, minutia is bad, perfectionism is bad. It's about keeping track of what we've done with the 16 to 17 hours that we are awake. That makes up the day. And a lot of people don't even think about the day as being 16 and 17 hours. They just think 9 to 5, but I guess I got news for you. It doesn't end there. You got this whole thing called the evening. And what do we do there? So from the left to right, very simply write B and then a line under it. B. B as in boy. Put a line under that B. Yeah, just is it like that? Yeah, just from left to right, B, and just write a line across the paper, and you can put a little colon at the end of it, just 2 dots, and a little quarter-inch space after the colon to write the number, the total for the day. Underneath that, write V. I'll pass this thing around, and you'll say, what? Underneath that, write V. And put a line under that, and at the end, put a little colon there. And underneath that, write R. Underneath that R, do a straight line. all the way to the right-hand side of the page and put a little colon at the end of that. Under that R, write S. Same thing. And underneath that, SC for self-care. Self-care.
Wait, S and then under that C?
No, right next to it. See, SC. SC. Like AD, like UA, SC. Yeah, I'm going to pass this around, and I'm sorry that it's sloppy, but you can see how imperfect I am. The B line is for what you do to bring in money. That's why it's B. What do you bring in money? What is that you doing to bring in the money? That's why it's B. It doesn't matter whether you're working in the post office or you have your own IT business. What are you doing to bring in money? So what you do is, when did you begin? When did you end? Just like a very simple time sheet at a job. Did you begin at 9 and end at 5? Well, let's make believe you did and write work, whatever it is you want to put in that line, and at the end, 8 hours. Because all of our minds at this point want to make it really complex, and I could feel all of the resistance in this room to say it. I don't want to do it that simple. There's got to be more to it than that.
So the B is the bring in the money, and then the line is the activity you did.
Yes, yeah. In other words, cat walking. Put that down. And I'm a cat walker. What do you mean walking cats? You gotta walk dogs. That's where the money is. No one's gonna give you any money. What's the matter with you, man?
But anyways, where do you put your hours, like starting?
Anywhere on that line you want.
Okay, so it's,
You could do it in the middle of the line and slightly to the right, slightly to the left.
okay, so this is activity.
Not after the colon, before colon?
Before the colon. And at the end of the colon, you write the letter 8. We're going to fill this in as that we worked 8 hours, and that at the end of that line, write 8. I know, let's stretch your imagination that you actually did work 8 hours. I know it's rough. Okay, the next line is vision. Vision is, I want to be a violinist, I want to be a writer, I'm working on a screenplay, I'm studying to be an architect, I want to open up my own daycare center, I want to open my own dry cleaning business, I want to become a personal coach. How much time did you spend doing that vision today? And you come up, put out a number.
4.
4, okay. At the end of that colon, put 4, and come up with a vision, any vision. Acting, okay. No, acting, I like acting. It's simple. Put down acting, and then worked on scene. Next to that, acting, worked on scene.
Does not go to vision or DUA room from 11 to 4 or 5 or 6?
What?
Maybe this isn't working on my. Okay, so this doesn't.
This is your vision, whatever you worked on that.
Yeah, well, we're going to keep it real simple here because we're going to get to that. That's the S line. We'll get to the S line in a second. Okay, BB, the next one is the S line, I believe. R. Oh, my God. Okay, guys. I don't want to do this. I want it to be more complicated, so I won't be able to do it at all. Okay, R is recreation. Recreation, does anyone know what that means? Recreation.
It's called time out.
Come up with a recreation activity. 1. What? What? Rollerblade? Let me another one. Movie. Okay. This is almost maxes out an under-earner's capacity recreate. Movie and rollerblade, total how many hours? 3 hours. Okay, let's do that. 3 hours. That's possible because you come out for work and you rollerbladed for an hour, and that night you watch the movie. So that's very possible. That's 3 hours. At the end of that line, where that colon is 3 hours. Okay. The next line, I believe, is service, right? Service. Yep. Service is basically what we're doing here. On my timesheet, I put 8 hours today because I began here at 10.
What is this?
What? Service. I began here at 10, and and I'm ending the day at 6. Now, let's say I go to fellowship and there's another hour. Well, then I'll just change it and I'll put, 9 hours.
Andrew, so you put all of your program stuff under service?
Yes.
The ones where you're coordinating? So
Yes. I just want to know how much time I spend either 12-step conversations on the phone. If I have a conversation with a sponsee, I'll just put, PC 30. I know that means I spoke on the phone for 30 minutes. If I went to a 12-step meeting, I'll put an hour and a half. If it's face-to-face, I'll put down FF next to the time, yeah.
I'm a multitasker. I do yoga while I call into a meeting, like with self-care. Do I put?
Well, okay, what you could do at that point is put under self-care an hour, and put under the S line service 1 hour, sure.
So this is always considered, like if you're attending a meeting, that's considered service?
Yeah, anything to do with 12-step, anything. Let me make it very clear. 12-step anything means service. Anything.
Church is not service? If you're serving.
Church, that's an interesting thing. This is about these basic categories. You can create a new category under religious services.
Okay.
You could put a new category under religious services. Let's say you were on a farm and you were dealing with taking care of farm chores. And maybe that isn't your job. Well, you'd have to create a new category under farm service or farm chores because the thing is, everyone has a different lifestyle, and you can create your own categories. The key thing here is bulk and simplicity. It's not about the minutia, because again, every person, and I've heard this, if I've heard it once, I've heard it 1,000 times, comes into UA and makes track of the time of how long they spent talking to their neighbor, changing the cat litter, looking out the window, because that's the disease messing with you. It's messing with your mind. It makes you want to screw the whole thing up and throw the timesheet in the garbage, and that's not what it's about. Yes.
Exactly what I did too.
One at a time. Don't throw. It's simple. Yes. Sheket b'vakasha. Go ahead.
In other ways that I've seen life, delineated, family is always one of the categories. So I'm just curious where family goes.
Service.
Well, you could put it under recreation. Or you could put it under family care. You could, again, if you're spending 5 hours a day with your child, one at a time. If you're spending 5 hours a day with your child, and it's care, you could put it under family care or family time.
It would make that its own category.
Sure, because bulk categories bulk time commitments always deserve their own category. Right. If you're recording a record, that's vision. If you're at a 12-step conference, that's service. If you're working to do anything to bring in money, that's B, for bring in money, yes.
What about transportation to and from all these things? That could take.
Excellent question. You include that. If you include that, yes. Whenever I go out and sell anything, I try to factor in the time it took me when I left the house to when I came back. Because I am not going to drive to the amusement park. I'm going out to make money. So when did I leave? When did I come back? And that's the total time.
In the categories that you're focusing on.
Right. Exactly right. Yeah.
Isn't going to a meeting, like me coming here, I'm not doing a lot of service, haven't done a lot of service, but how is that, isn't that self-care? Maybe
Yeah, my
more
question
self-care than.
It's you could put it under self-care or you could put it under service. I like to keep it.
Being here serves me.
Oh,
The minute you walk into a church basement, Chuck, that's service.
it's what, into a church basement?
Yeah, that's service. Yeah.
Now what about, like, I'm a political activist, so there are like activist actions that I take. That would be service or?
No. Service is just the 12-step. Again, it's about keeping it simple. You can always create a new category.
Okay, so I would just create a new category.
Yes, you can always create. Again, if you have to take care of elephants, or you're living in Africa at a wildlife preserve, you'd have to, animal care is its own category. If you're spending an hour a day doing anything, it deserves its own category. It really does. An hour a day, anything, deserves its own category. Self-care also, I'll just tell you how I do it, and certainly everyone has a different way of approaching it. I use self-care as going to the dentist. Yesterday, I had an incredible jet lag. Self-care was going to the hotel and taking a nap in a completely dark room. It was having a dinner before I came here, so I could do good service, which I did because I rested. In fact, a power greater than myself brought me to a hotel that had the darkest room with zero view in Hollywood. It was a cave. The name of the hotel was a shelter, but that's another story. It was, yeah.
What about cleaning, organizing, decluttering?
Well, that could certainly be self-care, or if you're planning to put an extension to your bathroom, that could be vision.
Or it could also be family if it's for your home, if you're doing it,
Anything you do a minimum of an hour a day deserves its own category. Again, this is not the be-all and end-all of categories. What this is a suggestion about keeping the bulk time commitments for each day that we live very, very clear. So at the end of the day, in 2 seconds, I did 3 hours of recreation, 2 hours of service, 2 hours of vision, 8 hours of work, self-care, I went to the dentist. Simple. That's what today is. And you could look at the end of the day, at the end of the week, and know each day how much time you spent on anything. Now, here's the thing. Timesheet, if you're really sincere about it, is not going to lie. And you look at it some days, and you're not going to be happy. You're not going to like what you see. But that's good, because the truth will set you free. And part of what that is doing is telling you is that, hey, I really need to change my program and work harder at it, or have an action meeting and talk to people about why I'm spending 15 minutes a day on my vision of wanting to write a book, and I'm spending 8 hours a day at this job that I hate, or whatever. So, it's about being honest, about being grounded, about being in the moment. For me, I have to do this because I'm a recovering time drunk, meaning that I will forget what I did. I could have climbed Mount Everest last week and swam half a lake without writing it down. I'll forget about it. And that's part of the disease. Under-earning is a built-in forgetter of accomplishments. It's a built-in forgetter of strength. It's a built-in forgetter of the commodities and the greatness we have in us. This is documenting our lives. This is documenting the greatness in us and what we're willing to do. And it's creating a conscious currency that we can own. Yes?
Well, one thing that I do is I have a day planner, and I've got all my actions on the day planner with a circle, and then to do the actions, I cross it off, so it's a visual of what I've accomplished. Is that the same kind of thing? Because I can look at the day planner, I did all this.
Well, this is just about simplicity and clarity, and just having on a piece of paper in a second, what. It doesn't really matter whether you do it on this piece of paper or you write it on the wall with chalk. You know what you did today. And as long as you can clearly see that, and you listed bulk categories, not minutia. Because no one is in this room because they spent another 12 minutes feeding the parakeet. Nobody is here because of that.
So at the end of the
Except Eddie.
And food would be under self-care.
Well, what do you mean?
Cooking, I'm in a food program.
Yes, it would be. Yes, if you're weighing and measuring, yes, absolutely. If you're going somewhere and you're bringing your protein, and yeah, that would be definitely self-care, right? Yeah.
In terms of keeping our numbers, that kind of tracking, doing personal business, do you? I don't do an hour of that per day. Do you just not list the things that you do less than an hour a day, or where would you lump that in?
You're talking about what you do for your business?
I work a strong DA program.
Yeah.
So all of it's not just, my business doesn't have much in terms of numbers as my home expenses and all of that.
Right.
So it's really personal business.
Right.
It's not my business business.
Right.
Do you have a separate category for that? I
For that time involvement, I would, well, if it's a business, even if I spend 30 minutes doing numbers for my business, I would write 30 minutes business under the B line.
But I'm talking about for this.
If a household,
Keeping that's not for the business, it's for my personal.
for your personal, I would put that under self-care, yeah. Yeah, because you're taking care of yourself by having clarity within the DA program, yeah.
Wouldn't it be service because it's part of what
Because service is really, service is about what we do in 12-step recovery. And it's really,
No, keeping my numbers is about taxes and paying my bills.
yeah.
I used to think it was program, because I learned it in program, but it's not really program.
Yeah.
keeping for a money program, then it would be service.
If I was doing it for them, for the meeting, yeah. it's my personal.
Right. Yeah, 12 steps, the service line is about sponsors, sponsees, going to meetings, certainly writing step work, writing your own inventory, doing step work and stuff like that.
Or working a tool is also.
Working a tool at 12.
Could be.
Which could, yeah, it could be. And again, she's not right, she's not wrong if she doesn't do it and you're not,
But you're saying it's not hard to do.
it's whether you choose to keep it real simple and document it. That's really what it is. And if you put service under self-care or self-care into service, the world isn't going to come to an end. It really isn't going to matter. You're still growing a new brain by doing what most people would not do. Yes.
I'm sorry, I just noticed on this that you have Wednesday through Sunday.
Yeah.
Do you take the other days off, or you just start a new page?
Yeah, what I do is I start a new page. Because the most important thing about this, believe it or not, is what we write today. It's not so much what we did 3 days ago. It's really today. And as of today, I have 8 hours of service. I have vision, 3 hours, speaking in public, which is what I want to do, with abundance and prosperity. So I did spend 3 hours speaking in public today. And I have self-care, pray to have the willingness to serve. So in other words, I took care of myself in terms of being here for 8 hours and, speaking with people and conducting these workshops. So that was the self-care part of my day. Before we get into gratitude and forgiveness, does anyone have any questions regarding this? Yeah.
So at the end of the day, we want to have all of our day kind of.
Yeah, exactly right.
Like you said, 17 or 18 hours, deduct the time we spent sleeping.
Yeah, that's right. And that will make such a big difference in your consciousness, because this is really creating new neural pathways. It's using the process of neuroplasticity for the brain to rewire itself. And this is rewiring of the brain, which will create in your own walking around, hey, what am I investing here? What am I getting? And one thing in the darkness of this disease, those questions are never asked. Never asked.
Like, how is this serving?
How is it serving me? In the darkness of UA is never, ever, ever asked. With this, it's asked every day. Every day, yeah.
I have a question.
Okay, the 3 hours you actually listed as far as your vision, so to speak.
Yes.
Did you actually list those 3 hours at the very beginning of the day, or did you just recently okay?
I just did it, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the thing, too, is that's a very good point that Jonathan's raising, because it doesn't matter whether you do it at the beginning of the day, middle of the day, the end of the day. As long as you do it at all, you're doing it right. Because as you recover, the quality of how you do it will improve. You'll just do it better. So if you didn't write anything today and you wake up tomorrow and you just fill in what happened today, that's great. It's not as good as doing it in real time, but that will come. So as long as you're doing it at all, pen to paper, it's going to evolve. Yeah.
Okay, I have 3 questions. One is, let's say you have 2 different visions. Can you label them vision 1, vision 2? The reason I'm asking that is because my tendency is to ignore one of my visions. Just do one and then the other one not do it all. And the same thing goes with businesses. I have 2 businesses. I tend to ignore one almost completely and only do the other. So, and then the third question is this. What if there's certain self-care things that you're not doing but you want to be doing? Let's say exercising every day or going to the gym, and you want to, it's not something currently you're doing. You have a vision about doing that kind of, but that is definitely self-care. But you're not there yet doing your complete 100% self-care.
Right. The answer to that question is yes, yes, and keep coming back.
Okay. No, come on, give me some kind of.
Yes.
This has to do with how you track it. Let's say from noon to 3 today, you did public speaking. Does that mean that that same 3 hours could apply to 3 different categories? So I know you were doing service.
Yes.
I know it was part of your vision.
Yes.
And I know it was also connected to your business.
Yes.
So can you take those 3 same hours and give you 3 hours here, 3 hours there, and 3 hours there?
You can. You can. I didn't. I did it on 2 lines, under service and vision, but I didn't put it under business, which maybe it would be better if I did. So the answer is yes, and that's telling me something that.
Hours to your day.
Yeah. What a time? Yes.
Right. Wouldn't you then have added hours to your day? Like, wouldn't that get confusing? Like, I did 3 hours here, 3 hours here. Oh, that's 9 hours instead of.
No, because at the end of the day, I know the totals of each category.
Yeah, you're not totally all the hours. You're totally.
You're totaling the categories. In other words, if you're, yeah, I mean, if you've got 3 hours of family responsibilities under that category, and you're writing a cookbook, which is vision, and you went to 3 hours of service, you know exactly what you did at the end of the day. I did 3 hours of this, 3 hours of that, 4 hours of that, and so it's about totaling it that creates the clarity. And the next day you wake up and you start it again. It's very powerful stuff. It's the #1 tool in UA. It was invented by a lawyer, not me.
Okay, so then if I'm doing my vision.
Yeah.
And I'm bringing in money with my vision, and I spend 4 hours bringing in money for my vision, and I would put 4 hours on my vision, 4 hours on making money.
Right. Yeah. Okay, now we're going to move on to gratitude lists. Every day. Gratitude lists. Gratitude list, two things here, very simply, is we're going to combine gratitude and forgiveness, because we don't have a lot of time. So write two things you're grateful for, and 2 people you forgive, and list what they did, and it's okay if those 2 people are you. And while you're writing, I'll tell you what I say to every sponsee that I have. Gratitude is about mind driving every day. It's the first thing I do in the day by driving my mind to what I'm grateful for. Gratitude is an awareness and appreciation of a benefit. I'll say it again. Gratitude is an awareness and appreciation of a benefit, which I have to drive my mind to rather than letting my mind go by its own accord, which is like letting go of a steering wheel while you're driving on a highway at 55 miles an hour. So I mind drive to gratitude. And of a benefit. So 2 things you're grateful for, and after on the second part of that page, write 2 people you forgive, and list what they did to you. And in other words, I forgive Joe for standing me up, that type of thing, or I forgive me for not exercising yesterday. And at the bottom of that, write, and that's why I'm having a great day.
Sorry to interrupt your viewing. Taper Dave here. Just wanted to take a second to ask you to like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you like what you're listening. I've got some very good talks here, and this one's a great one. Just curious, do you think this is better than Zoom? Tell me what you think.
This is what we forgive them for.
Yeah, in other words, I forgive Marie for not calling me back. I forgive myself for eating pizza yesterday. I'm grateful for my eyes, I'm grateful for my soul. And at the bottom of the page, write, and that's why I'm having a great day, write 3 exclamation points after day. I do this 7 days a week, every sponsee I has. I tell them to do it, most of them do. Most of them have gotten great results about it. It's really controlling where your mind goes when you wake up at the beginning of the day, rather than letting it go off by its own volition, which will generally be to a negative place.
So you say do this at the beginning of the
Beginning of the day. Ideally, first 15 minutes of the day. And I just to give some, other information unasked for, but I'll give it anyway. I do 4 prayers every morning, which are available on the DA website, and meditate for 15 minutes, but that's a whole nother workshop. Yeah.
So you said, just to make sure I understand, so at the beginning of every day, you write down 2 things you're grateful for, and then you connected with those 2 things you're grateful for, you say, and that's why I'm having a great day.
No, then you write, and I forgive, and you do two people that you forgive, even if those two people are you, and after that. Now, I actually write 4 to 8 things that I'm grateful for, and 4 to 8 people that I forgive. Because forgiveness is not approval. Please write this down. Forgiveness is not approval. It's just my decision to be less pissed off today than I was yesterday. Forgiveness is not approval of the harms done me or what was not done for me. I'm not approving it. I'm just choosing to take the pebble out of my shoe. Some pebbles are bigger than others. The pebbles I have for the rabbis that hit me and said I was lazy when I was 7 are the size of mini boulders. The pebble that I had, the woman who I asked for a phone number and she didn't call me back is not even, doesn't even exist anymore. So we scrape away at these rocks a little bit every day. They become smaller every day.
And also, too, I see them as, they're parasites that are feeding off.
They are. And resentment is the #1 offender. Everyone knows that. So forgiveness and gratitude are where I have to go every day. It's where I have to go every day. And I have to forgive people who immediately have hurt me because I'm not approving of them hurting me. I'm saying that I choose to be less pissed off at them than I was yesterday so I can have more serenity. So I can walk around with less weight on my shoulder. So I can walk around without a chip on my shoulder. Because as my friend Hector, you may have heard him on the line, he's got a great quote, resentment is me pissing in the wind. Everybody, only I get wet. Don't you guys know that? Hector uses that all the time.
There's another
A little bit different.
Resentment is a poison that.
I take and hope you die. That's right. So this is the opposite of resentment. This is the opposite of it. So the way to do this is to read all 4 out loud and then say, and that's why I'm having a great day. The reason you're having a great day is you're choosing to express gratitude, you're choosing to forgive rather than getting into resentments or a pity party or a rant or any of those things, which are very, very possible the first 45 minutes of awakening every morning.
Yeah.
Very possible. So we don't want to go down to that negative, dark place we want to say. So I'm going to basically do it, and then we'll get as many into it as possible. Okay, I'm grateful that I have hair. I'm grateful. I'm grateful for my teeth. I forgive Rabbi Weissman for hitting me. I forgive Brenda for not calling me back when I met her at this convention. And that's why I'm having a great day. Yeah. I'm feeling a lot better now. You're next.
Bro, I haven't written them yet.
Okay, you want to go next? Did you write one? Okay, here's got one on this side.
I'm grateful for the weather, I'm grateful for my song, I'm grateful for my higher power, I'm grateful for writing. I forgive John for refusing to pay, I forgive myself for under-earning, I forgive John for dismissing me, I forgive myself for going to an empty well. And that's why I'm having a great day.
Okay, give her a round of applause. Give her a round of applause. Next, come on, rock and roll.
I am grateful for my home, I am grateful for my new job, I forgive my brother for being a jerk, and I forgive myself for not living up to my potential, and that is why I'm having a great day.
All right.
I'm grateful for everything I have in my life. My dog, my apartment, my car, my opportunities, my job, my business. I'm grateful for all of these things. And I forgive this person who acted in a vengeful way and cost me money. And I forgive him because he's not well. And my resentment is just, he's not living with my resentment, I am. So, there you go.
No. No, there I don't go, no.
And that's why, along with this group, I am having a great day.
Okay, there we go. The more emotion you put into it, the more your subconscious will believe it. Because what we're trying to do is to convince our subconscious, which is a passive mental entity, that we believe what we believe. And if you really get excited about it, it will buy it. If you just passively read it, it won't buy it. And the more it'll buy what you're saying, the better state of mind you will have.
So they just say it out loud?
I mean, yeah. I mean, the whole idea is to say it out loud. Yeah. If you write it, this stuff doesn't work. It's very weak. Yeah. It only becomes strong if you say it out loud. Because what you're saying is, when you write something, you're writing something that was just in your head, just in your subconscious. When you're saying it out loud, you're acknowledging that. And so it's basically unity. What is now audible was in your head a couple of seconds ago. So it's like shaking hands with yourself. Next.
Okay. I'm grateful to be alive after the sweat lodge last night. I'm grateful for the free lunch I received today. I forgive Jay for being rebellious, acting out and lashing out in anger. And I forgive my father for being a drug addict all my life. And that's why I'm having a great day.
Okay, there we go.
I'm grateful for 12 steps. I'm grateful for UA. I'm grateful for my life. I forgive my mom for being a drug abuser, and I forgive my stepdad for being a sexual abuser. I forgive Tammy. I forgive myself for still self-mutilating. And that's why I'm having a great day.
There we go. And we're having a great day because we're choosing to go to gratitude and forgiveness and acknowledging out loud what we're doing rather than letting our own, circus and mishigas, versteht vermischt in the kep to happen. All right, yes.
I'm not ready, I should write it all down.
Okay, you got one?
I'm grateful for God's grace. I'm grateful for my wife's love. I forgive my mother for not having provided me with protection and structure. I forgive Monique for having wasted my coach's time. And I forgive myself for having been a time bidder last Friday. And that's why I'm having a freaking great day!
Yeah, that's what I want to hear. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead.
Why didn't you go after me? You set the bar. I'm grateful for Franny for mentioning this workshop on another program. Thank you. I'm grateful for this fellowship that I just discovered. I forgive myself for not keeping my boundaries this morning. And I forgive myself for allowing myself to get derailed and missing the first part of today. And that's why I'm having a great day.
There we go. You got one?
Yeah. Okay, I'm grateful for my dogs, I'm grateful for my car, I'm grateful for my cats, I'm grateful for my workers, and I forgive Davis for charging me too much. I forgive Mohammed for doing a bad job. I forgive Eric for not working hard, and I forgive my grandmother for feeding me sugar and tricking me. And that's why I'm having a great day!
Hey! Eddie! You got one? Okay, Frank.
I'm grateful for my AA sobriety, 23 years, 10 months, and 23 days today. I'm grateful for my health and my dog Giuseppe. I forgive Susan for taking her car this morning, and my biological father for denying I was his son until I was 60 years old. And that's why I'm having a great day today.
All right.
I'm grateful for my home and the real estate that I own. I'm grateful for the knowledge that I have in my business. And I forgive one of my clients for being so demanding of my time and being so rude to me. And that's why I'm having a great day.
Yes. Well, I want to hear that's why I'm having a great day one more time.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Because I don't really believe it.
And that is why I'm having a great day.
There we go. Okay. Is forgiveness approval?
No.
Is forgiveness self-care?
Yes.
Is forgiveness something that we benefit by, ultimately?
Yes.
And that's why you're having a great day?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Okay, anybody else who didn't go, that wants to go? Yeah. Okay, you got it. Take it away.
I'm grateful that I have a God of my understanding. I'm grateful for His mercy. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my sobriety. I'm grateful for the life I had with Philip. I'm grateful for my sisters and brothers. I'm grateful for the home that I live in. I'm grateful that I'm in my right mind. I forgive myself for careless driving. I forgive myself for being unavailable. Today when I came, I was unavailable. And I forgive myself for that. Okay? And that is why I'm having a great day.
All right.
I'm grateful for Bob's service. I'm grateful for the anonymous donor, which allowed me to be here this weekend. I'm grateful for, I forgive Diana for freaking out, and I forgive myself for failing in life, so-called failing in life. And that's why I'm having a great day!
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm grateful for Andrew for starting UA.
Yeah. Yay! UA!
For the UA group for organizing this whole get-together today. Woo! And I forgive my Aunt Ziva for sexually abusing me. I forgive myself for being so upset yesterday and all of the stinking thinking. I forgive myself for being an S&on and having a really hard time letting go. And that's why I'm having a great day!
Yeah.
Okay, I'm grateful I'm in LA. I'm grateful I did my workshop. I'm grateful I have a CD of my workshop. Yay. I'm grateful I have a new $10 a day place to stay. Let's see, two people I forgive. Let's see, I forgive myself for not planning well. I forgive Eddie for not bringing me up on the first day. I forgive myself for getting resentful. I forgive myself for having cancer. Let's see. And that's why I'm having a great day!
Okay, did everybody go?
Here.
Chuck, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Chuck, grateful for this workshop, grateful for the UA program, grateful for my other 12-step friends and programs, grateful for the money I have, grateful for my entertainment career, grateful for my car and my apartment. And I could go on. Anyway, I forgive my past clients for not hiring me lately, even though I haven't called them. I forgive. I forgive.
You're in the right place.
I forgive my only current client for paying me what I consider a low hourly rate. I forgive my family and friends for my current low earnings. Like it's their fault. And I forgive myself for not having a current music business career.
And
that's why I'm having a great day.
there we go. Okay, guys. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the Serenity Prayer, close out this meeting, and then we're going to go into Dion's room and we're going to do a gratitude circle. There might be some fellowship after that we're talking about. I think Denny's has the meatloaf special tonight. So, Frank's got with a chip beef platter. All right, let's get David in. All right, David. All right. After a moment of silence for the singing something inside outside the room, going to be saying this. God, grant me serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference
fix it yet.
I think we got a great talk going on here. Thanks for watching the channel. Taper Dave here. Just curious, do you think this is better than Zoom? Okay, this is how I prepare my drone for launching. I like to do it inside the cab of my truck so I'm not standing outside in the weather. To install the joysticks for control, up and down, right and left, powered on. I have an Android phone that I use to connect it to the drone with. And it's actually controlled through the iPhone, through an app. Oops, wrong way. It's actually controlled through the iPhone, or through this Android phone, through the app. It's actually controlled through the Android phone, through an app, and you connect it through this short connection right here.
Remote control connected.
Remote control's connected. So I pull out the drone. I have to extend the legs. Long legs extended first, then the short legs. Remove the gimbal protector. Set that aside, then power it on one short burst, then one long burst. I lay it down. So I have to go to calibrate. So the drone's not connected yet. It shows you here as this drone gets disconnected, even though the remote's powered on. So the drone has to establish it's connected. So I go into the app to calibration mode. First I'll calibrate the remote controller. Start calibration. Out, in, oop, out, in, up, down, and then this little wheel is to control the gimbal. So it's calibrated. Go to gimbal calibration, start calibration, and then it calibrates the gimbal. I don't know if that shows up. The gimbal's moving all over the place. Changes, you can see it on the video. And I'm calibrated to take off. It's acquired 7 satellites at the moment. There are 26 satellites up in the sky, which it has to acquire before you can take off. So it's connected. It's got enough satellites. This is white. I can go to press this little arrow button, swipe right to take off, and it would start the motors if I slid this to the right. But I'll wait till I get outside. Don't want to do it inside.